Collective. Right now, I'm seeing that the collective masculine energy is being torn between the light and the shadow. They're being torn between the logical, confident, assertive, protective energy of the healed or light masculine versus that wounded, controlling, aggressive, egoic masculine, the distorted masculine energy. Now, we all have masculine and feminine energy, so divine feminines, you may be feeling this energy as well when it comes to your own masculine energy. Are you going to come from that light, protective masculine energy in areas of your life? Or are you going to come from that wounded, controlling type masculine energy? The animus, right? That side of you that's feeling powerless but trying to hold on. Because with Saturn coming in here, we have restrictions, we have adversity, we have learning some karmic lessons. And this is leading to unexpected tower moments, destruction, conflict, breaking down of old patterns. Because a lot of times it's the masculine energy that tries to, create the structure and order and foundation for things. And a lot of that's going through upheaval, unexpected upheaval. And these are things that the ego has really struggled to release. But the problem is the more the masculine collective tries to hold on, the more adversity, the more stagnancy that they're experiencing. So the light here is if the masculine is successful in releasing stagnant conditions, there's a golden opportunity here. So there's a crossroads, there's a golden opportunity of possibilities, transitions, or, if they don't choose to release certain things, karmic patterns, those opportunities are going to be closed out. So there's like this crossroads moment where you're torn between releasing and holding on to old patterns, or allowing for the sudden upheaval to create new opportunities. And this is going to require a real mind shift for most people in the collective, or anyone resonating with like being on a spiritual journey. But things are being balanced out and restabilized, because for a while these structures and systems worked, right? They worked. And now that is all collapsing. And that's when you need, the masculine energy is learning how to release and being in a flow state, getting back into that karmic balance between the masculine and feminine, right? Needing to balance the two. Because holding on to these restrictive systems and contracts is not working in the same way. It's keeping them, it's kind of icky. So some of them, many of you could be experiencing this with masculines, or maybe even in your own energy, that sticky in between where, you have this need to put distance between yourself and others as you kind of restore, the masculine, the emperor, restoring order, rebuilding foundations, right? Yeah, Four of Cups represents stagnancy to me, especially in the area of emotional blockages, right? Because there's been a fight and a struggle for a long time here. But I do see the golden opportunity is where the masculine reestablishes order and harmony and balance, right? That's where the opportunity is. So I'm just going to do a really quick spread. And feminines, you can feel this. It's not just about the polarity, all the masculines and all the feminines. I do believe the internal masculine is feeling this too, this need to release and let go of some old ego patterns, overcoming restrictions, karma, just things that aren't working anymore. And it's like that crossroads moment. Do you kind of hold on to what the ego wants, or do you choose something, better for yourself? Yeah, blockage. Eight of Wands in the reverse is something being blocked or delayed. So some of you are experiencing delays in things that you were trying to move forward with, things that you thought would move forward really quickly. That's that Saturn, something being restricted in areas of travel, communication, forward movement. Saturn is here to teach lessons, right? And these are difficult lessons. But there's definitely a delay happening, a separation between you and your desired outcome. Because I like to see the masculine feminine energies as more like a creative force within all of us. And sometimes when there's that disconnect, there's a separation between our desired outcome and what we're currently dealing with, right? It creates blockages. So we're going to figure out what that blockage is. What is that challenge? And sometimes it does take divine intervention with the Tower. Unforeseen change, things that you've been resisting change in, areas of your life. So yeah, conflict, the challenges, there's definitely some unforeseen conflict that needs to be addressed. I'm getting that somebody here has also been avoiding conflict, right? They've just kind of been letting it stick to the bottom of their shoe. They haven't really wanted to change it, but avoiding this conflict has created this blockage. Not wanting the drama, not wanting to be challenged or challenge a situation, or even, I'm getting a lot of not wanting confrontation. That's what I'm getting here. But by avoiding confrontation, it's creating a blockage. And the strength here is ending something, accepting that something's over. You have to, in order to have change, you have to accept that something's played out. Ten of Swords, it's over, it's done. Yeah, and High Priestess knows this. The intuition, the higher self, higher wisdom and guidance is telling many of you. So this is about sitting with yourself, listening to your intuition. The masculine collective is also starting to tap into psychic knowledge, awareness, intuitive guidance. They're hearing that voice, that inner voice now. That's where they're, going to be able to tap into new opportunities by listening and understanding. If they confront this head on, it may feel painful, but it's going to release this blocked energy. It's going to open everything up. The High Priestess understands that. And the change, the Tower. Many of the masculine collective, masculine dominant, maybe that's how I should put it, they've been resisting that Tower. They've been holding on for dear life and avoiding conflict. But yet by doing this, it's gonna, if they resist it, they're gonna have new opportunities blocked off. So it's so important to not allow the ego to hold on to things that are no longer working. Things need to be stabilized. And, there's definitely divine inspiration here. I definitely believe that the masculine collective is awakening to divine feminine energy, right? Or inspired by it. The Queen of Wands, I often see the Queen of Wands as like a muse, an inspiration, fiery passion. Queen of Wands is also balanced in masculine and feminine energy. It's that fire and water element, being able to assert yourself, but also being balanced in the emotions, the intuition, the unseen, the independence. Many masculines are trying to balance that energy. And divine feminines, that may be why you came into contact with them, right? That there is this feeling of they can't get to where you are from an energetic point of view until they go through this. And this isn't about fantasy separations. This is hard, difficult inner work, shadow work that occurs here, right? Tower moments, restrictions, stagnancy. These are messy situations that they have been resisting getting out of. And divine feminines, you need to maybe assess areas of stagnancy that you haven't been asserting yourself with. So this isn't just about, the masculines having to heal and do work. This is about, addressing areas in your own life where there's been stagnancy, where you're needing to, instead of avoiding conflict and needing to actually end situations. Surrender. I often see the Tower as Mars. This is all about surrendering that need to control. There's an element of release that comes with the Tower. And then you have the Star, which is that more being able to release a lot of those inner emotions and blockages. That's where you have the true healing, and that's where you can access, because the key represents for me solutions, unlocking opportunities that have been blocked out or that have felt out of reach or unavailable. Many of you divine feminines that are resonating with this, maybe you've been really struggling to unlock certain opportunities for yourself. So you're feeling that masculine collective, like ego collapse. Because what's happening to one is being mirrored, it's happening to both. Just like they feel your towers energetically, right? So the outcome here is, yes, something's not successful. This is the fall of the ego, guys. Because Six of Wands is all about victory, success, needing to be seen, needing to be recognized, be winning, right? So this isn't about winning. This is a spiritual process. And the problem is that the ego wants to be in charge, wants to win, wants to validate itself, wants to prove itself by maybe holding on and not allowing something to be over. Or, wanting to have a particular outcome. Strong Libran, Saturn, a balancing of the scales. Something's being rebalanced out here. Yeah, and it's causing crazy emotions and fears to come to the surface. That's that high priestess. A lot of this stuff is coming to the surface right now. Let's get a soul message. Let's see, what the soul, the higher self, wants to say about all this. So things could be feeling a little stagnant, either really hyper stagnant is what I'm getting, or really messy or agitated. I'm getting with these energies here, those are those dynamics that I feel like are being balanced out. Yeah, the stagnancy, almost like an extreme blockage before the storm, before something ends, whatever the ego has been holding on to here. And I'm not, masculine and feminines both have ego, right? There's a healthy, balanced ego that plays out. It's when it gets out of balance, because feminines can most certainly be in the ego. I'm not saying that's only a masculine trait, but I feel like the ego plays out from a cultural point of view as far as needing to compete, needing to be right. So feminines play into that just as much as the masculine does. So there's a lantern bearer, illumination, inner light, truth seeker. You are a beacon in the dark, carrying light into the unseen corners of existence. The path ahead may be unclear, but trust in the glow within. You are never truly lost. I'm getting a strong hermit energy, which would align with some of that distance, like withdrawing from a situation. Some of you are being called to be, kind of like that, seeking that inner guidance. Things may seem very murky or unclear to you. That's where the high priestess comes in. And the keeper of secrets. Yeah, high priestess. Hidden knowledge, sacred mysteries. Many of you are high priestess type energy. Like you can see things, you can sense things on a deeper level. The universe whispers its secrets to you, but not all are meant to be spoken. Many of you need to be a lantern bearer, not a speaker at this time. Guard what is sacred, for knowledge unveiled before its time can shatter illusions unprepared to fall. So some of you, the masculine collective energetically is not ready. This is something you've been understanding and knowing for a long time. But many of them, especially whoever this is resonating with, many of them in the collective are not ready for that ego death. The tower represents the unexpected ego death. And some of you just energetically hold that, right? You're not even having to say anything. Your energy reveals trickster energy, the illusions, unpredictability, hidden lessons. Some of you are kind of like a trickster energy, or you'll come off as a trickster energy if you try to reveal these secrets too soon. Not all is as it seems. Chaos may challenge you, but within deception lies the opportunity for wisdom. See beyond the surface. You're seeing the trick. You're seeing the illusions and tricks of the ego here. But they may not be ready to see that, right? You see it, collective, whoever's resonating with this. And it will feel like, some unawakened masculine energy is going to see you as a trickster. Like, who the hell are you? How do you know this? It's kind of coming in very unexpectedly. The things that you know, the things that you see, you're just feeling it on an intuitive level. Yes, somebody's going to think that the universe is like fucking with them or trick, but it's not. That's that tower, that trickster energy. There's something beyond there's wisdom, right? That sometimes the trickster comes in but it's holding the key. It's holding like the solution to the riddle, so to speak. That's why the trickster can be kind of like a blessing and curse in your life. So I'm going to close out here. This was just my first cup of the day channeling, and I really hope it was helpful for you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back. Bye.